It is Hot 1035, March 29th. Mark it on your calendars. WrestleMania 31, Santa Clara, Levi Stadium. And I got two WWE. I got a Hall of Famer. I got a superstar. First, this man participated in the first 9 WrestleManias. He has the Hall of Fame ring. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, is here.
Man, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming by. And this man, 4 times over champion of all the Intercontinents, winner of NXT in 2010. You may remember when he led the Nexus. He led the Core. He's the Bullhammer, the Master. I'm talking about my guy, Bad News Barrett.
That's me. Thank you for having me on. What a pleasure to be here.
Perfect. We're happy to have you guys here. Let's talk WrestleMania first. Jimmy, you participated in the first 9. You were there at Madison Square Garden, 1985. You were with King Kong Bundy when he destroyed SD Jones in 9 seconds. Yep. Greg Valentine retains the Intercontinental title. Very cowardly.
He kept it.
Might I add. Talk about how WrestleMania has grown since then.
Well, first of all, coming from Memphis, Tennessee, being part of WrestleMania 1 was a thrill right off the bat. But like I've said a million times before, when you walk into Madison Square Garden, you're at awe. And then all of a sudden, when you see Muhammad Ali and Liberace and Cyndi Lauper, just to mention a few, Mr. T in the ring, the Hulkster, and everybody else, I was just so thankful to be part of it. If it lasted one night, if that was my only WrestleMania, if that was the last time I ever worked for the WWE, I would be still happy if it ended that night, because it was so of a big magnitude for me to be part of that. And to this day, I'm still excited when I go out and do the publicity for WrestleManias now. It's still so exciting to be part of that.
It is an amazing time. Wade, talk about your first WrestleMania, the goosebumps when you're going through that. Like, what is going through your mind? It's WrestleMania. This is the grand annual. It's the showcase of the Immortals.
Yeah, it's a pretty surreal moment. I've been a huge wrestling fan since I was about 8 or 9 years old. I used to watch, Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Jimmy himself on all these WrestleManias as a kid, and it was always the highlight of the year to see WrestleMania. So to actually be putting the boots on in the locker room, knowing that there's 80,000 screaming fans waiting for you to go out there and perform, it's pretty amazing. And it really is that pinnacle of our industry that when someone like myself, I started at the very bottom, pre-WWE, wrestling on the independent scene and figuring out how I get myself to WWE. And that was my very first WrestleMania. Was the moment I knew no matter what happens from here, I've made it to the very, very top. So it's a huge experience and one I look forward to every year.
Okay, a couple personal WrestleMania questions. Jimmy, what's your favorite WrestleMania?
Well, 3 was awesome, going out 3 times and, managing the Hart Foundation against the Bulldogs, then back with Adrian Adonis against Piper, and then, of course, the Honky Tonk Man against Jake Roberts with Alice Cooper in the corner. But I have to still say WrestleMania 1, because if it hadn't been successful, we wouldn't probably be sitting here today. So that's still my favorite.
Wade, favorite WrestleMania?
I'd have to go with WrestleMania 7. It was Hulk Hogan against Sergeant Slaughter. It was one that, as a kid, I remember getting that on a VHS tape, and I must have watched that 1,000 times, over and over
Old school
and over
Coliseum
again.
video.
Loved it. I mean, I literally knew that every match back to front. I knew exactly the promos that they got into, the crazy characters, and I think that was the first moment that I knew that wrestling WWE was something so different to anything I'd ever experienced, and it really ignited a kind of a passion in me that's still burning to this day, and then ultimately drove me all the way to becoming a WWE superstar. So my favorite, I think, will always be WrestleMania 7.
All right, last question. You are a 4-time Intercontinental Champion. You manage the self-proclaimed greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man. Jimmy was playing guest booker. Who wins in a match? Honky Tonk Man versus Wade Barrett.
Well, I love the Honky Tonk Man, and he was very colorful, and that did a lot for me. We made a lot of money together and everything else, but I've always jumped ship. So I got to tell you right now, if this is Jimmy Hart, I'm looking at Wade over here now. He can talk. He's got the look. He's got the ability. And like I said before, I think he's got the it factor. So Honky, I don't think he can wear a jumpsuit like you, but we don't need one now. So I got to go with Wade over here now.
That's very kind of you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. I think Honky Tonk Man, I'm guessing he was champion 1990. I was 10 years old. He'd have won back then. Nowadays, though, I think I'd beat him. So, that's the diplomatic response.
WrestleMania 31. Keep it locked here on Hot 1035 and Hot1035Radio.com. For more details, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thank you.